and everything else. I think he got the cure.
That's a whole age-old question.
Yep.
Still goes on today.
And
amazing.
I said, and I'll say it again, and he can fight me if he want to fight me. I don't care. I get in the ring with you. I said, for him to be having that disease, he must have been messing with some man. I said that years ago. And he said he ain't messing with no man. He ain't been with no man. And then he has a son. The son comes out gay. Science teaches me that the genetics of the child comes out through the genes. So for him to be homosexual, there has to be more female or more estrogen type genes in the pool. Meaning, if there's a high level of masculinity, let's say 50 masculine and 45 feminine, you might have an even killed, maybe a bisexual male or bisexual female. But she'll be more of a tomboy because the masculinity is higher than the femininity. It's all about chromosomes. Now, and men and women both have male and female testosterone, X and Y, because you have a male and a female parent. So all men have that female stuff in them, and all women have that male stuff in them. That's that PMS. The man comes up out of the woman. When the PMS comes, she'll be like a wrestler. Don't mess with that woman at the time of the month. She'll kill you. Take that from experience. What you say? The base done come up out of there. She'll kill you. Won't say nothing. Don't even argue. That's what she wants you to do. Bust your nose. Don't do it. Lionel Richie will tell you that one who was on PMS beat his ass. Yeah, call the cops. Don't do it. Don't mess with him. She forget all about having titties. She'll tear you up. Be beating her chest like a King Kong. Don't do it. As far as white women, I don't know. But I'm sure if black women do it, white women probably do it too. So, does it make him gay? I don't know. I think it makes him a cheater if he's going to the glory hole. You got a wife at home, and hopefully you tell your wife. I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to tell you before I do it, so you already know I'm going to do it. So if you want to leave me, divorce me, you can get it done. Just don't be sneaking. Say, oh, well, I'm married, but here, sneak out and do it. Because if you got to sneak out and do it, you know you shouldn't be doing it. But if you tell somebody what you're going to do for you to do it, then they know where you're headed, and she can decide, oh, I ain't staying with this nigga. This fool crazy. I read another confidential confession where the man said he went to take the trash out, and his boxes, the dog jumped up and licked his penis.
What?
He said he went to take his trash out and his boxes, and his dog jumped up and licked his penis. And he went in the house and told his wife what the dog had done, and she said she wanted a divorce. Oh, man. I found it so hilarious. See, the dogs put their head there anyway. Number two, what was it about the experience that made you have to run in the house to tell your wife? Did you think he was going to die or get an infection? What happened? And if you stood there and let him continue, something's wrong with you. But if you sat there and ran in the house, so I don't know. I don't know if it was white or black. I can't understand the logic. First of all, I wouldn't be going outside in my box with take no trash out. I don't care what state I live in. Because where I'm at right now, it's wintertime. So I'll be freezing my ass off. And then what kind of boxes are you wearing for the dog to lick your penis? Maybe he talking about them panty type boxes, or I think they call briefs. I think they call briefs, or maybe they call boxes. I wear the ones that's like shorts, and it's got a little slit in the front for easy access, so I can pee, not for the dog to lick my penis. So good luck with that. I don't even know if I would go right in the house and tell my wife no shit like that. Like, honey, the dog lick my penis. After that, she probably would never want to touch it or look at it or do nothing with it no more because it's like, it's tainted. If the dog licked my fork, I don't care how many times you washed it, I'm not going to eat with that fork no more. So I'm sure it's the same thing with her. Oh, he did what? Oh, no. Now flip it around. Now let's say she went out there and the dog licked her vagina. Would you still be playing with her vagina after the dog had licked it? I don't think so. I probably would still look at it, but I don't want to. I just be saying, ugh, the dog done licked it. And get mad every time I look at it because you don't want to touch it because the dog done been there. So I don't know what to tell you. Mm-mm. That's terrible stuff. I guess the example, the lesson there is don't go out there, take no trash out in your boxes. You know, I guess that would be a lesson learned. And the last question I had for me, I think I answered already. Why don't we hear more about Dr. Q? What else?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why you don't hear from me. Turn the page. Oh, okay. Two more. When did you realize, dear Dr. Q, when did you realize that the world was in an uproar beside your rant about your family and your father? When did I first realize the world was in an uproar? I think it was two times I realized the world was in an uproar. The first time I realized the world was in an uproar was when all these black people would come out the closet and say they was gay. And like I said, in my lifetime, it might have been gay people since the beginning of time. I don't know. I just never heard of it in my neighborhood. If you were, then nobody else know nothing about it. I had a neighbor who has been like a prize fighter since I was a child. You said something disrespectful to him, he give you a left-hand hook, had you up in the air off your feet. I remember one time the guy walked up there and told him, go to the store, get me something, bring me back my change. The guy brought him back the stuff, he bring back the change. And the man said, man, fuck you and your change. And Mr. Sylvester took his hand and said, fuck up, pow. Then knocked the man up in the air, and I seen it. It looked like the man had jumped up on a trampoline. Man went up in the air, out his shoes, across somebody's hood of the car. and his face and his mouth was just bloody, like he was eating the banana and bit his lip. And he was gay, but he had a wife. And he apparently had HIV. Right under my nose, and I didn't know nothing about it. And he was into children. But one day, he wasn't touching me. I think he was trying to do something. It just was weird. I can't explain it. He asked my mother if I could help him out on the job. And he's never talked to my mother before. And we didn't know each other at this time. I guess I was 24, 25 years old. So I was 4 then. So we've known each other 21 years. And now it's the first time I've heard you ask for me to help you. Because he was a landlord at some other property. So we go to the house. And he kept squatting down so I could see his, what you call that, the plumber's crack. And I said to myself, you sure keep. Now, if I'm looking to the north, you squat down at the north. So I turn my head to the east. So I don't want to see no crack in nobody's ass. So you walk over to the east and you squat down again. So I turn my head back north. I don't see no crack in nobody's ass. And he walked back over there. So I just got up and left and went to another room. As I was leaving the room, he said, where you going? And that let me know that he was aware of my movements because you kept moving. I said, it's strange. So he said, hold this cabinet here, so I'll put these cabinets up. And then when we was finished, he paid me for the job, and we went on about our business. So he told this guy, Kenny, go ahead, take my truck and see that he get home and bring my truck back. Don't be making no stops nowhere. Bring my truck back. He said, okay. So, like I said, I must be an alien from another planet. Some men do the nastiest things, and I don't know why they do it. I've always been a man, and I've always been a particular type man. Like to keep my hands clean, like to be neat in appearance whenever possible. Unless I'm doing a dirty job, wear something to get dirty in so I can throw that away or wash it. I don't wear no suit and tie to go change no oil, so to speak. So he had his hand down his pants, and that's something that a lot of people do, which I don't know why they do it. I think that's disgusting and it's unsanitary. And then you sit in the passenger seat talking to me with your hand down your pants. Don't talk to me, nigga. What are you talking to me about? Like that's soothing you. So I just figure when people do that, they must be got the crabs. And that's what I just figured it was. As I got older, now I'm already 25. As I got older, people have said people holding drugs down there. Or they holding the gun down there. I said, okay. And since I was a child, I always attributed homosexuality with drugs. There was this guy named Beef. I don't know why they call him Beef. He drug. One day, and we live at a street that's secluded on one end by trees and woods and bushes. And the guy said, motherfucker, you short. He said, you know, I lost one of the vials. So I don't know what they were selling. I know it was drugs. And I didn't know at the time what a vial was because people sell bags. Vials was for people that shooting up shit. So he was into some big time stuff and he was trafficking glass. But he said he lost one of the vials. He said, you know what you got to do. He said, yeah, I'm sorry. So they went in the woods and they was talking.